it is, and I'm going to see if I can load this in and see what we've got going on for audio on today's broadcast. This is a special broadcast, and let's see, it's still not loading in here. Try one more time on this wonderful iPad. There she blows, and let's see what we've got. All right, we are good, and we're on time. We are on time, folks. Coming right up on 5:15 in about another 20 seconds, according to the 005 Stunner. And Durr is in the house. Durr's in the house. Craig, you tricked us. We were supposed to see Rachel at 5, and then you show up at 6. I was planning my speech to tell her to run away to Michigan with me. She's going to be on tomorrow at noon. She had to bump that, and that's why I had to juggle around my start time. I scheduled a show for 6. Then I bumped it back to 5. Then I realized there's no way I could get ready by 5 because she didn't let me know until like 4:30 that she was bumping hers. So it's a long story, but she's supposed to be on tomorrow at noon. Stay tuned to this channel for that wonderful show. And the Mighty Rat's in the house. Happy Easter, everyone. I received my first gold DuPont pen today. I'm super impressed with the quality. Thanks for the recommendation, Craig. Oh, cool. Cool. Do email us a photo if you can. The gold DuPont pen looks great and serves as the perfect addition to my EDC. Excellent. Lance is in the house. I wonder which model DuPont you got. Chickmunk voices matter. We are live, says Blue. Hello from the pool, says Carlos. Burberry Trenchcoat in the house. Okay, so here's the deal. We talked a little bit about Willis & Geiger yesterday. I had my Willis & Geiger Safari shirt on yesterday, and one of the ones made in USA, the real deal. And right now I'm wearing a Willis & Geiger Safari jacket. This is the jacket versus the shirt, if you will. And these also are extremely rare. This is made in the USA, and this is the same very tightly woven fabric that supposedly mosquitoes can't bite through. Extremely comfortable. It is 100% cotton. And just to show you how long I've had this piece, I'm going to switch to a photo. And there, you've probably seen this photo before. Let me make this full screen here. This is me back in the day. Back in around, I want to estimate 1983, 84, 85-ish, somewhere in that time range. And that's me with this jacket on, getting ready to take a photo of the lovely Tara. And I had my Nikon F3 high eye point with a flash on to use for fill flash. And that's this particular jacket that I'm wearing in that shot. So there you go. You buy high quality items and you take reasonable care of them. They will last. Now, I did have 2 of these, and I don't know where the second one is at this point. It might have gotten left somewhere or whatever, but I'm down to I do only have 1 at this point. So, and they're very difficult to get, very difficult to find at this point, unfortunately. That's where we go. That's where we're headed with all of this. And this is part 2 of heavy use watches and heavy use equipment and gear. So, of course, a safari jacket by Willis & Geiger fits right into that situation. I mean, you know, you'd be wearing this when you're going after like lions and tigers and bears and stuff, right? So, and of course, I have the 231 Stunner on wrist. And this one easily goes under this shirt cuff because this jacket has plenty of room, right? Because it's designed to have the safari shirt underneath it, of course. And I'm not wearing the safari shirt with it right now. I figured that'd be a little bit of overkill. So, since, given the fact that I'm sitting here inside. Let's see here. So let's see. Burberry trench coat in the house. Did you think I was wearing a Burberry trench coat? No. This is a Willis & Geiger Safari jacket. So, let's see. Craig, any books to recommend? There are a lot of really cool books that you can read. I don't read books anymore because my eyes aren't the greatest, and I just don't want to stress them any more than I have to. So I listen to a lot of podcasts. And I listen to a podcast by Pomp, P-O-M-P. I listen to What Bitcoin Did is a very good podcast, What Bitcoin Did. And I do listen to Ben Shapiro fairly often, his podcast. I used to listen to Dave Ramsey's shows, but they're all pretty much the same, so there's no real reason to listen to those anymore. So there's a handful of what I think are pretty good podcasts that I listen to, and I can do that while I'm walking. So I try to get my education that way, my edumacation that way. But, I mean, you know, back in the day, I used to read a lot of books, you know, all the typical stuff. You know, the gentleman that wrote the books that became The Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, isn't that what one of them was? And, you know, all those different books back in the day. Pretty much read them all. The Tom Clancy stuff. Who was that other guy that wrote Forsyth, I guess was the name, that wrote some of those. And then the Master of the Game, is that the one, Master of the Game by, come on, you guys know who I'm talking about. The guy that wrote a bunch of those books. But Master of the Game, that's an amazing book, if I'm getting that title right. Come on, share some of those in the chat. You guys know what I'm talking about. Let's see here. I need Rhodesian bush shirts. Okay. And, okay, so let's see here. Where were we at when we left off yesterday? We were talking about the dive watches and the 6425 standard, which I have a link in the description to that if you guys want to check that out. Tom Clancy, there you go. Yeah, he had a lot of books. I'll tell you the other book that's really good is that book Timeline. And trying to remember the author of that. I'm just drawing a blank on some of these authors. Timeline. I think he's the same guy. Didn't he write Jurassic Park? Anyway, you guys can fill it in the chat. You know the books I'm talking about. We all read all of those books. And of course, Hunt for Red October, you know, all of those things. They're all good. I just don't read that stuff anymore. Hi, Dave. We're buried in credit card debt. We want to get out of it, but I deserve a $30,000 wedding and a brand new car and on a $500 per month lease. Well, I think, you know, let's bump that up to $750 a month. You can't get much of a car for $500 a month anymore. So let's bump that payment up to $750 and let's do it for 10 years. What the hell? Let's finance that thing for 10 years. In for a penny, in for a pound. Dur's in the house. Got a heavy use watch in the mail today. I saw that. The Seiko Arnie reissue. If Arnold Schwarzenegger were fighting the Predator, you know it's tough. You can't beat 40% off. That's, hey, now's the time to get deals on anything you're buying. Try to get deals, absolutely. No, that was Michael Crichton. Yeah, Michael Crichton. He's good. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's see, what else was I going to talk about? There was something I wanted to talk about today that crossed my mind. Let's do a quick time check. And I don't know what I'm just drawing a little bit of a blank right now. But that is what it is. Throw in a payday loan with $900 per month interest. Whoa, okay, interest. Those new Arnies were marked up when they first came out. Okay. Someone in Panama celebrated recently a wedding during the curfew. They got a $100,000 fine. Whoa. David Williams, I'm more impressed with it than I originally thought. I'm really loving it. Okay. Well, here's the thing with all these fines and everything and all, where we're headed with all of this is the government just wants to take away anything anybody has, any property you have, any money you have, whatever. You don't need any of that. Just give it all over to the government, and then they can just run things and they can make all the decisions. That's where we're headed with all this. They'll just keep jacking up fees and keep, you know, taking your money one way or the other till it gets to the point where you have nothing, and then you're at their mercy for them to take care of you. That's, I think, where we're headed with all this, and it's called socialism. That's what they call that. And Jason's in the house. He says, hey, guys. Mighty Rat says, what Dave didn't read in the small print was that the 30K was just the table stake. There you go. All right, let me get a sip of water here. And we're talking heavy use stuff. Now, what do you guys think on this safari jacket that I'm wearing? As you can see, in this picture, well, you can't hardly see it because you only see one of my arms. You can only see part of the arm there. I have the sleeves rolled up, okay? Both of the sleeves rolled up. And obviously, you can wear this thing both ways. You can wear it with the sleeves down like I have it now, or you can wear it with it rolled up. I think I should leave the sleeves down until I absolutely need to roll them up for some reason. In other words, if it's too warm or something, or if I just have to do something where I don't want the sleeves in the way. But I think I should leave them down most of the time. What do you guys think? Sleeves down or sleeves up? Let me know what you think, because I might wear this a little bit this summer. I haven't worn it for years. It's just been in one of the back closets. I just dug it out. And I had it cleaned. I took it to the cleaners, and it was sitting back there probably for 10 years at least. And I just dug it out today, and I kind of like it. It's very comfortable. I think it's kind of cool. And also, here's the thing. What do you guys think? Do you think that classically designed clothing, like this bush jacket, this is the design they had in the 1930s, literally. I mean, they really didn't change it for many, many years. It was the same old safari jacket. And then the safari shirt that I had on yesterday, same thing, same design. What do you guys think? Do you think that something like this stands the test of time? Do you think this would look okay out at the polo club? Do you think this would look out okay at a cookout after a long day at the beach? It's getting cool in the evening or something, and you want to put on a little jacket or something. Do you think you'd throw something like this on to kind of keep the mosquitoes off you or whatever? I mean, what do you think? Do you think something like this is kind of a timeless classic, or do you think that you'd look like a goofball wearing something like this? Let me know what you think in the chat. I know what I think already, but let me know what you guys think. And Craig, let's see. Is Steve calling in today? He might. He said he might. I'm looking at the... Of course, we changed the scheduling around, so that might throw him off too, because I told him I was going to be on at 6. I'm looking at Seamaster Blackhawk dial with sword hands. I think I would like the 36 mil for comfort, but may get the 41 mil because... Okay, indeed. Craig, you need a brown fedora or safari hat with that. I've got it. I've got the safari hat, absolutely. I've got one from Banana Republic. I'll go get it here in a minute. Let's see. The collar makes the jacket look a bit dated, the collar. Well, this is how they did them. I don't think they changed them. I think that's how they did them for many, many years. Are there pockets on the inside of the coat? That is a very good question. Very good question. And there were not. There were not pockets on the inside, but yours truly, let's see, how can you see? Okay, here. Yours truly added some pockets. You can see my stitch work there. Isn't that great? I took some cotton canvas and I added a couple of pockets, just chest inside on either side. But no, it didn't come with any pockets on the inside. But I just added a couple of small pockets so that if I wanted to put some cash in there or something, just to hide something, I would be able to do that. Yeah. But that was a good question. Very good question. The jacket is just GD stunning. GD stunning. It's hot. You should roll them up. Roll up the sleeves. There you go. View serve. A 36 millimeter Seamaster Diver is a girl's watch by today's standards. Get the new model. Okay. Sleeves up like a real explorer. So we got another sleeves up vote. Okay. Cheetown says, I say sleeves down with khaki shorts, knee-high socks, pith helmet, and a Lee Enfield. There you go. All right. Sleeves up, Craig. You're ready to take down the big game. Carlos, you look like the shows of of Kilimanjaro classic movie. Very nice and timeless, says Carlos. Durr says, I want to see you wrestle a crocodile with that coat on. There you go. Timeless Classic says, scene. I think that it would look fine in any situation, says Lance. Last time I went to the horse races, everyone in the audience dressed like it was a NASCAR event. Oh, jeez. If worn right, I think it could be a timeless piece. There you go. I like 36 millimeter, but I've seen pictures of myself with the Datejust 36, and I think, man, that looks like I'm wearing a girl's watch. I don't know. I mean, I think a 36 millimeter Datejust or Date 8, I think they look fantastic, to tell you the truth. That's just me. If you like that, that's all that matters. There you go. Are there pockets for rows of replicas in the jacket? No. Classic is always timeless. There you go. On the right person, it's a timeless classic. Okay. Divers under 40 millimeter are pretty small for a men's watch these days. 36 mil is okay for small portion of watches like a Date 8 or Datejust, but 36 mil diver is pretty. Yeah, because that bezel is going to take up a lot of space. You're going to have a pretty small dial on that, I think. Depends who is wearing it. I don't see Archie Luxury wearing it. Actually, heavy people can actually pull off a safari jacket, and they look okay in it. But, yeah. Let me grab the safari hat. I'll be back in a moment. We'll go full safari here. Okay. We'll go full safari here. All right, there we go. See that? And got the feathers on the side there. Guess I got to go like that to really show it. So yeah, there you go. And this one, this hat came from Banana Republic. Banana Republic, back when they were the real deal out of San Francisco, a couple. And it is rabbit felt. Not beaver, but rabbit. And it works pretty good. It sheds the water and everything pretty good. You can see it's got vents on the side there. So there you go. I won't leave it on too long because it shades my eyes quite a bit. But that's what it's supposed to do. Let's see. Don't be so self-conscious about wearing a Datejust. It should wear smaller since it's a dressier watch. Craig, I emailed you about the info for Skype. Leslie and Brent and I are here in Venice and want to call in. Okay, excellent. I'm thinking about wearing a 34 mil OP. Okay. 36 mil Datejust is a classic. That'll never go out of style. 34 mil is pretty small, man. Okay. I have a 34 mil Seiko Diver 2A22. It actually wears well, but depends on the wrist size. That hat is rockin', says Blue. Now that's a cool hat, Craig, says Durr. In the house, with a proper knife, you could look like Crocodile Dundee. I have the Crocodile Dundee knife. Okay, let me get the knife, and then we'll take the caller. But give me a moment. We'll get the knife. Okay, so what did he say? He said, that's not a knife. He said, that's not a knife. That's a knife. All right, there you go. Take your screenshot of that. That's a knife, right? Then he like cut them open. So there you go. Just like that. Oh wait, putting that in the wrong way. Got to put it in the correct way. All right. All right. So that's a knife. All right, put that right down there. We'll take the hat off. We don't need the hat anymore. We've done the hat thing. You can see Banana Republic. All right. Okay, so let me check the mail. The mail here and I'll give them the Skype number to call in on so we can have our guests Skype in. Okay. I'm replying to Kyle as we speak with my Skype. Okay. All right, that should work. And when you'll have to probably message me on Skype, and then I'll have to accept you, and then we can bring you right on in. Let's see. Craig looks very suspicious, like a spy. Chip, all you need now. Let's see. I might want to buy that hat, Craig, says Blue. They're hard to find, the original older ones like that. Let's see. Lamont is going to be scared today with your look. Chip, all you need now with your safari outfit is a double-barreled Wesley Richard 50 caliber Nitro Express. There you go. How about a Weatherby 460? Craig looks very suspicious. Okay, I read that. Louis R., I'm sure it wears comfortably, but 34 mil is a ridiculous size diver for a man. And I'm sporting a big 44, so I can't say anything. Craig looks to be incognito. Oyster bracelets help the 36 mil Rolexes look bigger on the wrist. I hope Lamont shows up today. Yeah, this whole big watch craze is just ridiculous, because for years we wore 36 millimeter Datejust and they were fine. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with a 36 mil Datejust. Let's see, 36 mil is very comfortable for to watch, but my wrists are too fat. I've always liked the Fedora and lamented that it went out of style. Or maybe it's just that no one dresses like they did in the 40s, but instead wear sweatpants all the time. Yeah, people don't know how to dress anymore. They absolutely don't. Craig's and a nice hat, especially on a rainy day or something like that, they come in handy. They serve a purpose. Craig's large knife is used to chop off the wrist of Tudor wearers. That's not a knife. That's a one-handed. Let's see. CraigShipp is armed and dangerous. Going on safari. LOL just sent you the screenshot. Okay, let's take a look at that real quick before we get our message on Skype. Oh yeah, you got the screenshot. That's a good one. That's a good one. We'll use that later. We'll do something with that. And the DuPont pen. Here's some pictures of the DuPont pen. Let's pull this up. Whoa, that's a stunner. Stunner alert. I haven't seen one with that texture to it. That is neat. That is neat. I'm assuming it's made in France. That is cool. Yeah, 2 thumbs up for the DuPont stunner. I'm assuming it's in good shape, and when you turn it, it goes in and out nice and smooth and all that. It's in good shape. Okay, we're waiting for our call-in. We're waiting for our Skype call-in. We're waiting for a message. Okay, there's something's happening. It's not ringing on the computer, though. Kyle, something is wrong. What is going on here? You're going to have to try again. I'm going to have to decline that. We need to... I need to connect you on the computer, and for some reason it wasn't ringing on the computer. Is there something wrong with Skype on the computer? Oh, for crying out loud. Is this acting up? It's acting like it's locked up. Hold on a second here. I'm going to have to quit Skype and relaunch it. Don't try again until I get this sorted out. Yeah, he's not hearing me. He keeps calling in, and I got to get this sorted out on the computer so that I can take the call on the computer, because otherwise we can't connect him in. Give me a moment. Let me relaunch Skype and see if I can get this to handshake properly. Something is amiss on the computer. We'll see if it logs in this time. Because, I mean, it's possible we can try the iPad, but that's going to be problematic because then I can't keep an eye on the chat at the same time. So let's see if this will connect. I've done this before and it takes a while. Let me close out the Chrome browser for now. Let me just quit that because that's using a lot of resources. I've got a ton of tabs open. I got to go through those tabs and get rid of some of them. Let's see. I guess it's still trying to quit Chrome. Okay, so let me close out this. Bear with me, folks. Technical difficulties here. We got a lot of things open on this 10-year-old laptop, and so it's fighting us a little bit. Let's see if this will finally connect to Skype. Last time I had to relaunch Skype on this thing, it took forever to connect. I don't know what's going on. Brent says, throw me a wrench. Well, we're trying, Craig. Okay. Let us know when. I will. I'll let you know when this thing is connected. Let's see here. I think 40 very, very nice pen signed deals. Yep. Rolex back in the 50s and 60s made many men's watches that were 34 mil. I hear you. Durr says, I think 41 millimeter Datejust are just a little too big for most people when it comes to a dress watch. 41 mil is really sports watch territory. 39 millimeter Datejust would probably be perfect, says Durr. That 005 Stunner is 38.5 mils, and that's about as big as I'd want to go for something to use as an all-arounder or a dress watch. A Datejust 41 is the right size if you think a 40 millimeter Submariner is too small, and 44 Deep Sea Dweller looks right on your wrist. Kyle says, let us know. I will. We're trying, Craig, says Brent. Throw me a wrench real quick. A Datejust, you got to get some other wrench members to vouch for you, Brent, and then we can make that happen. A Datejust larger than a Submariner is a problem. Okay, I hear you. RE size of divers, the SKX013 is 38 mil and still a good size for the right wrist. Have also owned SKX009 at 42 millimeter, also good. Met a guy today who had just dropped $65K on a 54 millimeter Hublot covered in diamonds. Oh my gosh, looked utterly ridiculous. I told the guy he had zero class. Uh-oh. For me, nothing over 40 millimeter, regardless of watch type or brand, says Lewis. Okay, I'm connected. Why don't you try to call? Try to call again, Kyle. And if you can't get through this time, email me your Skype and let me try to call you, and we'll see if that works. Kyle, if you're still copying me, call one more time and we'll see if it rings on my Skype. Skype is loaded in here on the laptop. Let's see. From what I read, the Datejust 41 is actually around 39 millimeter in diameter. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Okay, all right, here we go. This time it's working. This time it's working, and give me a moment here. Let me make this full screen.
What's going on, Craig?
Okay, let me get my headset on.
Are we live?
Okay, we are live. You're on the screen. You guys are looking great.
Nice.
You got
Pleasure to meet you finally, Craig.
you guys got an awesome setup there, man. That is cool. You got it looks like two iMacs, and then what's that in the middle?
That's a PC, but it's running my surveillance.
Oh, okay. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the workstations you primarily use are the two iMacs, and then you guys got a couple of laptops going on there.
Yeah, Leslie's laptop. Brett's just over for the day for the stream.
Okay, cool. And you guys have, it looks like you got a good connection. You got a nice clear picture coming in. So you guys must have some bandwidth there. And are you connected with a Cat 5 cable or something instead of Wi-Fi?
No, actually, I'm doing this from my phone.
Your phone?
Yeah, this is from my iPhone 10s.
How is the phone connected to the internet?
Wi-Fi.
Really? So you must have a pretty robust Wi-Fi there.
We do. It's business quality. It's got to be fiber optics.
Yeah, and you probably have a decent router also.
We do.
Yeah. Okay. So that explains it. So yeah, nice clear picture. And
Can
what's
you see
that?
the view though, Craig? Because on my screen I can't see the view fully. Here.
Well, what I'm seeing.
Show them the view.
Oh, look at this. Oh, are you kidding me?
Venice Beach, sand.
That's a place to be sequestered at, for sure. But you guys can go out and run on the beach, right? It looks like they're doing it now. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's not many people are wearing like face masks here, even though it's like mandatory.
Yeah,
They give you $1,000 fine if you don't wear one. Certain areas. They'll put a boot on your face and throw you in a FEMA camp.
They want their money. They want their money. They want their money. They got to buy watches too, right? They got to get their money so they can buy watches. So they hit every.
My buddy's brother the other day stepped on the sand in Manhattan Beach and he got $1,000 ticket. So it is real. So
money grab. Look at that.
The extortion is real.
Look at that. There's some kind of stunner on wrist there. I can see in the bottom corner there. What's that on wrist?
Yeah, we'll go through them here.
Okay.
It's my 36 Datejust.
Oh, that's gorgeous. We were just talking about that. That is stunning on wrist.
And then I got the glasses I sent in the other day, Craig.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I went and snagged them. I needed them. So
they're looking cool. Absolutely.
Some good cash deals on. Awesome.
That's the deal. Yeah, but I noticed you have a gold ring on there. I mean, you might have to get some kind of a gold. You might have to get the gold stunner to match that. I hate to say.
I definitely need the presidential. That's
something, yeah, something to match that. Absolutely. All right, what else is on wrist? Who else has what else is on these other wrists?
Show Kyle Schoenberg, Grand Seiko.
Oh, look at that. Oh, a stunner alert. Oh, yeah, that is nice.
Right,
that's a nice, clean look. I mean, really nice. Now, what size is that? 37 mil?
37, and Bret's is 36. They're very similar pieces, really. If you put them together, show them.
Now,
very similar in size.
Now yours is a little bit thinner, right? The GS than the Datejust, right? A little bit thinner.
Look, actually, at both right now, sort of side by side here on the channel.
Yeah.
There's.
Okay, so there's the front view. All right, and get them a little bit further so they can focus. A little bit further away. Yeah, there we go. That's focusing in a little better. Okay, so obviously the Grand Seiko's a little bit bigger, a little bit.
Right.
And then what about thickness? Turn them sideways. They're very, very similar, but it looks like the Grand Seiko's a little bit thinner.
Slightly. It is a quartz, obviously.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're similar.
But I'll tell you what, they're and you're both finding them to be comfortable on wrist, both of them.
I never take mine off, Craig. I take a shower in it with it on. I do everything with it on wrist. I never take it off.
Yeah, somebody was in one of the forums, and some guy had a Seiko, and he got some fogging under his crystal, and somebody chimes in the forum and said, "Oh, you can't take a watch in the shower and so on, so you can't do this, you can't do that." I used to go in hot tubs. I used to go in all. I never took my watches off.
I never take it off. I bought it. When did I buy it? Like it was 8 months ago, maybe a year. Right? A year. Yeah, about a year. Yeah, I take it off.
The easiest way to lose a Rolex is to take it off wrist. That's the easiest way.
He got a deal. He got a cash deal. Took your advice, and they took us into the back room and they gave the three of us champagne.
Well,
a few bottles actually.
Now, are you talking about at an AD?
This was the Rolex AD over in Santa Monica.
And they gave him a deal.
They did, yeah.
Well, there you go.
I think they wanted like 6,800. I think I got it for 6,400 out the door tax. It was like around 7K.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, I wanted a brand new one. I didn't want someone else.
Oh yeah, you wanted your name on the paperwork and all that.
Exactly.
All right, let's go through a few comments real quick here. David says, Ari, size of divers, the SKX013 is 38 mils. Still a good size for the right wrist. Also owned 42 mil. It's good. Okay. Met a guy today. Oh, okay. I already read that one. For me, nothing over 40 mil, regardless of watch type. From what I read, okay, I already read that. I'm just trying to catch up here. Today I received a big load of liquor at wholesale prices. There you go. Unfortunately, it comes from someone that is closing a restaurant. Uh-oh. Yeah, there are going to be some deals to be had, unfortunately. There's going to be some blood in the street, and those that have cash are going to benefit from all that. Cheetown's in the house. Craig, I suggest wearing pre-ripped anorexic jeans, an overpriced hoodie, and a 44 mil Royal Oak offshore. Craig, I sold my Snowflake a second time, felt so bad after selling my first watch, and bought a brand new one again. Beautiful watch, but extremely sensitive scratch magnet. Uh-oh. Otherwise amazingly accurate. Mine held up fine. That's interesting. Durr's in the house. Lance, the 1950s was 70 years ago. 34 mil was different then, says Durr. Back in those days, women showing their ankles was considered sexual. 34 millimeter doesn't cut it for a man today. Oh, well, we're looking at a couple of 36 mil that looks fantastic there on wrist. We're looking at it live, so there you go. Cool setup, says Cheetown. Cheetown says you guys have a cool setup. You sure do. And a view that is killer. Durr's in the house.
This is a good setup.
Right, you need to come out here when possible, whenever this quarantine psyop is over.
Absolutely. Durr says, who are these guys? Who are these guys on the show, and why do they need so many computer screens?
And anytime you want to come out, Craig, I have a place in Playa del Rey. You can stay for free anytime you want, a rental unit.
Well, there you go.
My place is yours, man.
That's an offer. There you go.
That's an offer, and you got to accept it.
Now, if I bring my motor coach out there, is there somewhere where I can park my motor coach?
You can park it right outside my condo in Playa del Rey. There's plenty of people on the street there. I mean, actually, a lot of people park their RVs on the street there for months at a time. So
wow.
For a week
or you can park it in my driveway at my house in LA.
Well, there you go. We got places to stay in LA. That's cool. Okay, so
hook up here whenever you come, man.
So Cheetown says least busy Venice has been in a while, and he says love that date just. Nice. I love to walk on Venice Boardwalk. You do not get bored just looking at the people, says Carlos. And Durr says that's a good-looking date, just sporty yet dressy. Is that Kyle on video? If he's willing to admit it, I'm not going to call him out, but if he's willing to admit it,
Leslie.
There you go. And
we have to prove that we're not trolls. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Prove that they're real people. They're not in a basement. I don't think they're in a basement. I think we can tell. We can.
Hey, the other day when you did call me out on that, I was at my mom's house though.
Okay, well we can.
You're in your mom's basement, and I was like, no, I'm not in the basement, but I'm at my mom's.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys, we need you guys to pose. First, we need you to get those glasses out of the foreground. Those glasses that are on the table and the cup.
Oh, yeah.
Move those down, and we need you guys to pose for a screenshot And who's going to take the screenshot? Somebody in the chat needs to say they're willing to take the screenshot here.
Well,
Actually, I can probably...
One thing first, though, too, Craig, we wanted to show you Leslie's watch so Bree can get a sense for the sizing here.
Do not like
This is a good size for a 5-inch.
Okay, you got to get it in front of the lens.
Wait, you're upside down. You're upside down.
upside
You gotta go the other way. Yeah, gotta go the other way.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. Well, that's stunning. That looks great.
Doesn't that?
Yeah, that looks great.
Good size for her wrist, which is 5 inches even. Mine is
Absolutely. Yeah,
very
that looks...
small wrist on Leslie.
That looks fantastic. Okay, so you guys get posed here so we can do a screenshot.
You gotta hit that one time, too.
Oh yeah, we'll hit that one time for the good energy here.
Oh, that's cool.
Singing bowls.
Okay, let's have all you guys... I tell you what, let's have you get close together there in the middle.
I'll get in the middle, yeah. I'll get in the middle.
And we'll get... And hold your watches so we can see your watches, too.
Okay.
Shut the computer.
Okay, there we go. All right, so... And on 3... So... Oh, wait. I didn't get that hat. I want to get that whole hat in the shot here. I want to get that Grand Seiko hat.
It's a nice hat.
Give me a second here.
Oh, yeah, Steve sent me this hat. Thank you,
Yeah,
Steve.
I got you. Okay. All right, on 3. All right, 1, 2, watches, 3. Got it. Okay, good job. Got that one.
Yep.
And okay, so you got to answer that question. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing with all these computers? Or can you tell us live on the air?
Sure, yeah. So I'm in hospitality, so we're doing property management here. So that PC is dedicated to those tasks. This Mac is just my personal computer, so that would be the newer iMac there, just
Okay.
the personal computer, which replaced the old one, which is behind Bret there,
Okay.
which still functions, but it's just a backup now. So it's not as much as it seems at first, and then of course just portable.
Okay, so this is really cool. You're in property management. So
Yeah.
you've got folks that have bought properties and maybe they're out of the area or whatever, or they just don't have the expertise, and they want somebody that's really on their game that can manage their property properly, make sure the tenants are quality, make sure they're paying their rent. Is that the kind of the upshot?
I've done that in the past. I don't do very much long term, like just in terms of writing leases and things of that nature. I haven't done much of that since 2015. I've kind of been out of the loop there, and I do more short term rentals. So right now we're taking a pause due to obviously what's going on right now, and we'll be up and running July 1st. So right now we're effectively kind of just taking a break right now. Our main thing is your show every day.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
We're also trying to find a place to go on a trip.
Oh yeah, we're thinking about maybe going to Mexico.
Because flights are reasonable and all that kind of good stuff.
I don't know if you can go.
Yeah, I thought they had a travel restriction going into Mexico. I know you can't.
Yeah, you got to find out. Those are the you got to find out. But I guarantee you can get some deals on the places where you're going to stay and the flights. I mean, this is absolutely the time to travel.
Of course.
Pretty
good spot, but yeah.
The latest a lot of new data has come out, and basically folks that are young and healthy like yourselves basically have pretty much zero chance of having anything really negative happening to them from this virus. So it's like it is the time to get out and have fun, because there aren't going to be any crowds. I mean, I love it when I go shopping. I went to Costco the other day, and they were letting 2 people in and then 2 out, right? So there was a very short line getting in, but I got in, and then there was like nobody in the store. Like the whole store was mine, right? I mean, I'm like, this is cool. I don't mind this. So yeah, there's some things you can take advantage of. Well, that is cool. You all are in motion, making things happen, and and some nice timepieces. So
want to get some more timepieces though. We've gotten addicted to them. Watching your channel especially.
uh-oh.
You've got me set on the presidential or the day date.
Date 8, gold stunner, and I hope yellow gold.
Yellow gold only. I would never touch
Now,
anything.
are you looking at an 18238?
It would be an 18238. Yeah, those ones. Kyle's been showing me a few of them. I'm not too heavy on presidentials. I don't know all about them. I've kind of been following you on them.
Yep.
I guess I could get one from the 90s, but I kind of want a brand new one. So.
Yeah, well, the thing is with the new one, that's not going to be an 18238, of course. That's going to be the new model. But the new one, the huge advantage is it's got the ceramic sleeves in those center links. So theoretically, of course, they haven't been around long enough for us to really know. Theoretically, you're not going to have that bracelet stretch issue, right?
Okay.
Over time. Now, having said that, I had my 18238 for 20 years, and it was still fine, so there wasn't a stretch issue, right? So that's a judgment call on your part, because you're probably going to have to spend at least double.
Yeah, I was thinking 28 to 33 grand.
For a 36 mil, a date 8, a new one, Dudley paid $28,500 for his date 840. Just to give you
25 grand.
Yeah, just to give you the benchmark, right? So the date 836 is a little less money, right, than the 40.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's the kind of money you're looking at for a brand new one. And obviously that would be a lifetime watch. I mean, that watch would last the rest of your lifetime. So
yeah, I told myself if Bitcoin reaches, 20 or 30 grand in the next, 6 months, I'll sell one Bitcoin off and buy a, presidential. So that's my plan.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. What happens if the Bitcoin keeps going up? You'll kick yourself later. Hey, spend fiat on the watch. Spend fiat on the watch. Huh?
I dollar cost average into Bitcoin every week, so for me, it's kind of like my money. So.
Yeah. Now, are you putting any of your Bitcoin on BlockFi to get interest, or are you not?
No, I don't trust that because you give away your keys.
Yeah, you don't trust them. Okay.
So.
Okay. I've researched them quite a bit, and they're a pretty good group that are behind that, and there are pluses and minuses to doing self-custody. I self-custody most of mine, right? And you've got a Trezor right there. Absolutely.
I gave this one to Kyle, actually.
Absolutely. But, that comes with risks, too, because you do have to keep your information somewhere, and if you're the only one that has it, right, and then something happens to you, then nobody can get that Bitcoin. That's why there's the estimates are there's between 3 and 4 million Bitcoin have already been lost.
Right.
Irretrievably. People just can't get it. So that's the downside to self-custody. Is you really have to do your own security, and you have to have a system set up that you've got some kind of a backup plan where somebody can get to that Bitcoin if something happens to you.
That's why you'd splice your private keys. Put some of your private keys with 4 people, and then the other half with 4 other people.
Exactly, but even that, you got to be careful, because you got to make sure that for some reason somebody doesn't screw up, right? I mean, you've got a system where when people are involved, you don't know really what's going to happen. So it's complicated, right? You need to have a plan. I have a plan, and I'm comfortable with the plan that I have, but it's not foolproof. There's none of these plans are completely foolproof, but
it's
that's
too early. That's the problem. We don't have any custodial solutions
yet. You can do multi-sig things. I mean, there's different things you can do, but everything has its pluses and minuses, and I tell folks, I mean, BlockFi is pretty robust, and if
what do they pay, 8.5%?
Well, it depends on how much. I mean, they pay more for the first few Bitcoin, and then it drops down. Okay,
yeah.
So, I mean, if you put, let's say, 25% of your Bitcoin with them or something, and earn some money on that, I mean, they're pretty robust. And like I say, the plus side is that if something does happen to you, your heirs can get it, because they would inherit it, and they can call them, and they can prove that they are who they are, right? And they can get it. I mean, that's the beauty of having somebody else custodying, right? That there's a number you can call, right? Mm-hmm. If you are self-custodying and you screw up, there is no number to call. There's no 800 get my Bitcoin back, right?
They're gone. They're ghosts.
That's right. So it's exciting times that we live in.
Cool new stuff is coming out, and I'm interested to see the next 2 years, see how this progresses with just the economy. I mean, I trade the syndicate calendar I have for the last 15 years, like IPOs and secondaries. I buy them and then I flip them. That's all I do. So Bitcoin to me was interesting because I always wanted something that's kind of like gold. So there it is.
Well, and the good thing about Bitcoin is if you have a stash and you are self-custodying, if you do have to get out of Dodge for some reason, right? You've got your stash, all right, that nobody can take away from you, unconfiscatable. That's a good thing to have.
Keep it in the brain. Just memorize those words.
It's a good thing to have a portion of your wealth that way. Okay, so here we got some comments real quick. Let me get through these. Craig, I read that. Okay, read that one. Who are these? Okay, read that one. Got to get caught up here. That's a good looking. Okay, read that. Nice looking lady there. Well, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, guess so.
You got to have them around.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it sounds like she has a head on her shoulders too, which is a very good, very big plus.
Leslie's amazing. Absolutely. No doubt about that.
And Durr says the Rolex kicks the GS's ass when it comes down to clasp for those two watches. Got to have some micro adjustments. Okay, how do you feel about not having micro adjustments on the GS?
I'd like to have them.
Has it been a problem yet as far as comfort on the wrist?
I would say that I have actually noticed it. Believe it or not, yes, but it's not a huge deal.
So it gets a little bit tight sometimes.
It's not a deal breaker. I mean, like I said, if I were to change a couple things on this watch right here, just to make it the perfect watch, which doesn't exist, because every single watch there's something I would change.
I agree.
But it would be to have the screw down crown.
Okay.
It would be to probably be 36 millimeters, like Bret's, although 37 is good too. But if it was 36, I'd probably rather that.
Okay.
If it was the exact same size and case dimensions and everything like that, but spring drive, but they don't make anything like that.
Okay.
There's
So
nothing in your lineup that's 36 millimeter spring drive at all.
okay, so we're coming into the hot weather. Are you already having warm weather there?
Yeah, it's getting warmer.
And do you feel like it's tightening up on your wrist too much?
No, it's perfect right now. I actually prefer my watch to be a little tighter. I don't really like it sliding all over the place.
Okay. So you're going to be
actually today it's fitting perfectly.
So okay, good.
Yeah, yesterday it was slightly loose.
And I think when you're younger, I don't think your wrist changes as much as it when you get to be my age. I think it changes more seasonally.
Probably.
Seasonally, and also you don't get the high humidity there, right?
No.
Yeah. So I think.
No.
See, I think that's a big factor because I'm in an area where it gets humid, and I think that affects that more too. So yeah, it's going to depend on everybody's situation. But you've got a stunner there. I think you've got a stunner. Absolutely. Okay, so let's see what else here.
Good choices.
What good is a day date if you can't wear it in a jacuzzi? Exactly. Good point.
Yeah.
I would wear mine. We already read Great Digs, guys, from our Wags. Talk to Carlos. He knows about putting his Rolex in water. The GS quartz you have is a stunner, said Blue. Love the Grand Seiko hat, says Lance. 6,400 out the door is a good deal. Real estate, location. They have a great location, says our Wags. One of the best locations possible. For sure, I walked in front of that office several times, Carlos. I've tried the exact same Datejust 36 on at the Chicago AD, but it had a silver dial. Kevin says, do you guys ever...
I think I did. Yeah, silver dial.
Kevin says, do you guys ever see Big Brown?
No.
I don't know what that is. Okay. Kevin.
I don't know who it is. I'm sorry.
Okay, Kevin, clarify that in the chat. Carlos says, nice lady watch. 2 men and a truck. These guys have it better. 2 men and a lady. There you go. Two men and a classy lady, I might add.
Yes,
You know,
true.
class and style are the key here. Lewis is in the house. Good to see a lady wearing a watch. Can't remember the last time I saw that. I hope Steve gets more GS swag. Durr says if I had that many computer screens, they would be split up between watch content and adult entertainment. Says Durr. Stay healthy and active, people.
Who's to say they aren't when we're not live on TV?
Okay.
I'm looking at right now.
And
Bret's screen's facing the other.
there you go.
What's going on over here?
And Cheetown says, stay healthy and active, people, so can wear modestly sized watches like these 3 fine folks. Yeah, there you go. That's true. And stay out of Tijuana right now. Cheetown says, stay out of Tijuana right now. The virus situation is a mess there right now. Perfect time to travel when the bars, restaurant, shop, etc. are closed, says Durr. 18238. Durr says the 118238 or newer. So he wants you to get a 6-digit watch. The only thing I like the brush lugs on the top of the 18238. I just think it looks kind of cool, but it's a sweet spot price wise. You can get a lot more watch for the money, especially if you guys offer a cash deal. If somebody has one in stock somewhere, right, a really nice one, and you guys can offer a cash deal, I think you could snag an 18238 for a deal. I really do.
Well, he's more in the market than me. I like the watch, but I'm good. I have a Rolex.
Yeah.
I have that Air King. I've sent it into the channel a couple of times, so I just rotate between the 2 of them. Actually, I do wear this more often than not, though, because I got a scratch on the dial of it's not a sapphire crystal, so it does scratch, so I have to get that sorted out.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Well, you could be asymptomatic but still a carrier. Well, absolutely you can. You know, everybody talking about this thing, this virus thing that's going around. I mean, it's like the thing it's bad news if you have pre-existing conditions, if you're old and you have pre-existing conditions. Other than that, it's no problem whatsoever. The young people are not being affected by this, and the media will not talk about this. They will not talk about this, and it's just true. Young people should be going out and having fun and enjoying their life. Every day that is taken away from you is precious. Exactly. And this is just insane to be taking days away from people.
There's just too much fear right now. That's what
it's just insane. So there you go. Cheetown says, Poor Colas has a white gold date that doesn't get respect. I've said it's a gorgeous watch. I've said that. Let's see. Triforce Switch 18238 is my personal bet. I like the Railroad Chapter ring around the dial that the new ones don't have. And Durr says white gold is like white American cheese. It's just better when it's yellow. And Cheetown 36 millimeter yellow day dates around 34 grand. Oh no, that's list price. We're not going to pay list.
Show that it was charging.
Okay, and are you plugging in the phone?
Yeah, it's because the charge is dying. Hold on 1 second.
I got you.
Let's go back. That's charging now.
Okay, good.
Where's Skype at?
I'll cut back to you guys when you get the
Okay,
okay, there you go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see. White gold and R gold are more expensive. I paid $29.5 for mine. New warranty. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They do charge more for white gold. Exactly. Why is white gold more expensive? Because I think it's got some platinum in there or something. And of course, if they don't make as many of them or whatever, they're going to charge more whenever they can. Anyhow, Rolex is going to do that. It came from an 80 and other. Okay. And I would never spend money on white gold. If I wanted white metal, it would be stainless or titanium only. No reason spending that kind of cash on something that looks identical to it. Durr in the house. coming in with some heavy information. Which watch is this GS hat guy wearing? He's wearing it's a 9F movement. It's, wasn't that one 2,200 list price?
2,200 list.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say what's.
Well, no, they should contact Steve if they're going to get one.
Steve, definitely contact
At
Steve.
Little Treasury, he'll work something out for you. But yeah, that's
never buy one used online. There's tons used online. Much better to just call Steve for sure, definitely.
You have no idea what you're getting.
Get
otherwise.
your name on the paperwork. What the heck? For that kind of money, buy it new. Let's see, Wags. I think they had to develop the alloys and more intellectual property. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Okay, the watch Kyle has bought and sold. It was just too small for me, and lack of micro adjustments was a bummer for me. It never got wrist time. Too small and dressy for me. Okay, nice having these peeps call in. Never know what you're going to get on the live show, that's for sure. Stay out of Tijuana even without the virus. I want to join these guys in Tijuana if you go, says Blue. He doesn't care. Damn the torpedoes. And Durr says, young people without pre-existing conditions are dying from this virus. I live in third highest hit area in the country for the virus so far. Durr, it's an extremely small percentage. You're much more likely to get killed in a car accident. It is totally a very, very small percentage.
More programming than anything.
See, here's the problem. Durr is in that business, right? So he's in the business where people are coming into the hospital because they have a problem. Mm-hmm. So he's seeing the people that have the problem. He's not seeing all the people that have gotten it and gotten over it and never even had any symptoms or had very mild symptoms. He's not seeing them. He's seeing a certain group of people that are coming in because they have a problem. That's who goes into the hospital. Exactly. So of course he's going to
like a cold or something like that. I just let myself get over it. You know, your immune system.
and so the latest data that's coming out is that huge numbers of people have had this thing and gotten over it, and they didn't even know. And so the denominator that they've been using to figure out these ratios and the chances of you getting this thing and the chances of you ultimately dying, the data has been false. They haven't had the correct denominator. They haven't known the correct number of people that have had it. So therefore, they can't calculate accurately what the death rate is. If you don't know how many people had it, you know how many people died, right? We know that. But we don't know how many had it. And that's the issue here, right?
And I don't trust the CDC anyway or any of these numbers. I mean,
well, but it's like with New York, for weeks they were in the transportation system, in the subways and all that, all running around infecting each other, right? For weeks. The mayor was saying, go out and party, go to the restaurant, don't worry about it, right? And so they were all going around infecting each other. So tons and tons of them were infected. And a whole bunch of them got over it. But they don't have that data. They don't know about those people that got over it. Because they never reported it. They never said anything. So until they do antibody tests and they figure out the number of people that actually had it and got over it, we don't know what the real numbers are. But they are starting to get information along those lines in from various studies and so forth that show that, in fact, the denominator is a much bigger number than we thought. And so, therefore, the odds of you having a bad outcome to this thing, if you're young, are very, very small. I think they said, get this, Ben Shapiro was talking about this on his podcast. I think he said for people like 0 to 2 years old, like babies, right? The total number that have died is 0. and then he went from like age 2 to 5. He said like the total number that have died is like 3 or something, right? In the whole country, right? And so it's very, very small numbers of the people that are young that are succumbing to this thing. And this is what the media is not going to want to tell anybody because they want everybody to be scared to death and to be at home watching them on the TV. That's what they want.
Exactly.
Follow the
Keep
money.
going there.
Follow the money. Okay, let's see. Let's
Oh,
catch up here, and then I'm going to let you guys wrap it up. The view is stunning, says Kevin D. I guess it is. Until we can test everyone, then we have no idea what the true case fatality rate is. Tell the Grand Seiko hack guy to buy that white tapestry dial day date on Chrono 24. No, he said he's good. He says he's good with his watches. It's the other gentleman. It's the other.
Brett PG. Brett PG is the one that's looking for
Yeah,
the
he's the one looking for the day date. Yeah.
I love a day date. I just don't need one.
Yeah, exactly. Craig, if you're so confident we should infect you and watch the results, I think I've already had it. The last few times that Brianna came over here, she was sick and, sniveling and coughing and all that. She would tell me, I'd tell her, she wants to do a shoot or something, right? And I'd say, listen, are you feeling okay? Oh, yeah, I'm a lot better, And I'd say, are you sure? And she said, yeah. I said, okay, well, come on over tomorrow and we'll shoot some stuff, right? And she'd get through security and everything, and she'd come in, and immediately she'd be like blowing her nose and coughing. And I said, Bree, I thought you said you were okay. And she said, well, I'm kind of okay. And so we'd go ahead and do the shoot and everything and all that. And this was the last few times she came over here. So, yeah, I think I've already had it.
Yeah, I had it too. Definitely had it.
I think I've been.
I went on a cruise, and when we got back from the cruise, what was it, like early February, I think. So early February, and then that's when everything broke right when we got back, and then we were sick for a couple of weeks right when we got off the boat. So
So you guys have probably had it. Yeah.
So
Honestly, I feel like
we all pushed through and still went to work and everything. I can't,
Yeah, I went up to Sacramento right when it was going down.
It sounds bad now.
Yeah.
I mean, back then I didn't know.
I got real
to
sick.
work. I got to do my job.
Yeah.
Like at least a week I was sick, and then I got over it, and it felt like it was some sort of just flu. I get the flu here and there. I never get any vaccines, so I just take the flu and I deal with it. Take herbs, eat fruit, and you're fine.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Just
fast here and there. Detox this trash out.
Take care of yourself. Get good nutrition.
Take care of exactly.
And RWAG says people like Chris Cuomo and George Stephanopoulos have it and are continuing to do their TV morning shows. They look okay to me. Oh, jeez. There you go. Durr's in the house.
Good point.
I'll say that it's from what I've seen, and being 34, I'm scared every day I have to leave the house. If you can do whatever you can not to get the virus, I'd highly recommend it. Well, obviously people should be careful, but yeah, I think if you're young and healthy, I think you're going to be fine. And Dur, you may have already had it and you don't know it. You may have already had it.
You don't want to coop yourself up in a house. I have a bunch of friends that are real scared. And I say, well, look, everything's fine outside. I haven't seen anyone sick out here. Everything's good. So
Yeah.
live your life.
So Steve was just trying to call in. He doesn't realize that we're. Oh, maybe he wants us to connect him. Let me see if I can connect him to us. Hold on, hang in there. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see if I can connect him. Oh, I think it cut them off, Steve. Steve, did you see we had guests on? I think it cut them off. You're going to have to turn off the mic so that you don't hear the show. Okay, can you hear me, Steve?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, yeah, we had some other callers, and I was trying to connect them. Let me see if I can add them back in. Stand by.
I didn't mean to bump in. I was.
Stand by. Let me see if I can connect them in. Kyle. Oh no, I can't shoot.
Did I bump them out?
Well, yeah, but I can't. I can't see the call list. It's not showing me the previous calls.
Let me get off.
Well, no. I don't want to lose you now. But let me see how I can add them. I'll tell you what, Kyle, if you can call back in, then maybe I'll click on something else and I'll be able to add you into the call, because I'd like to add you guys in if we can. I've never had two people on here at the same time, but I'll try it. So, Steve, you don't want to pivot that around so you're not shooting at the bright light behind you. I mean, you look okay, but you got the bright light behind you.
Yeah.
You look okay though. We don't have to mess with it. If
How's that?
a little bit more, you still got a little bit more.
I can close those shutters a bit.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of light.
Okay.
In the room.
Okay. That's fine. You're looking okay. And they're saying you're looking good. And Steve, you always look dapper. They say, okay, we're going to try to add this in. Let me see how I do this. Merge call. Okay. I think this might work. Let's see what happens. I clicked on merge call. Okay. We've got everybody. Now
Hey,
we're
guys.
good. Now, can you all adjust the camera angle down a little bit? You got a lot of headroom above you there. I know those beautiful, the beautiful
It's
clouds.
a beautiful view.
The clouds are okay, but go about halfway down through that window, so that we get a little less headroom. Okay, so this is really cool. So now, Steve, do you know who we have here?
No, I don't. I sort of got home. I'm home now. I just got home late. And,
Okay, so we've got Leslie, we've got Kyle. Okay, somebody, Carlos is calling. Okay, I'm going to merge Carlos in. Stand by here. We're merging him in. Okay, Carlos is at the pool.
Unbelievable.
All right, so he's hanging out at the
Can see a
pool.
lot of people.
There you go.
yeah.
There you go. And yeah, so Carlos is hanging out at the pool, so that's good. And Steve is hanging out at his luxurious residence, and then we got some folks at Venice Beach. So this is definitely a real. We've got really a hard life, don't we? Everybody has a hard life all the way around. Hey, Kyle, you still have a lot of headroom there above you. You can't point that down?
Kyle?
Well,
That's Kyle.
thing is extremely hard to deal with because it is a makeshift camera.
Okay, you don't have like a tripod for it. Okay, I got you.
No, we had one, but it was like falling over.
No worries. Just get it as best you can. We'll get by it with it.
Is that better?
That's better. Yeah, that's okay. As long as you guys all get in the shot. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so and there is a delay. That's why you're seeing everything on delay.
Yeah.
And David Williams says, "Hi Steve, what's the Friday beverage of choice?"
A Venezuelan rum. Very nice.
Nice.
Okay, and somebody
That's
else
nice.
asked
On the rocks.
asked Carlos what watch he's wearing. Carlos, what watch are you wearing?
I am wearing the
I feel bad.
Okay, you're wearing that diver. Okay.
that thing.
Okay. There you go. Okay, so Steve, you've got one of your customers. You got one of your customers here. He's got the box right there, the Grand Seiko
I
box.
got two of my customers here, my friend.
And
Or three.
Yeah.
Three.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this
we all
is
three
Kyle.
are
Kyle, who I
repeat
just sent the
customers.
watch to.
okay, all right.
Okay, that's cool. I had no idea.
Okay,
Nice
and
to
then
meet you.
and then
I am
Car-
customer.
and then Carlos is a customer. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, I'm a customer, and the lovely Brianna is in the chat also. By the way, Bri, if you want to add a fourth person, we can add you in. Then the screen will be balanced. Right now, we've got two on one side and one on the
Balances out.
the other side.
I can leave to let
There's a little party here.
And
Unless you need a drink.
and Durs. Oh, I like that bracelet, Steve. When you just took the drink, we could see that bracelet. Look at that. Look at that. That's a stunner there.
Oh, that is nice.
You know, I'm show it again. Leslie wants to see that. I am not, I'm not hip on wearing, like, men wearing jewelry, but that is the exception. That is cool.
Yeah, I like that. That's real classy.
Yeah.
That
Greg, you need one.
yeah,
You need one.
that is absolutely cool. And Bree says nice group. And yeah, Skype in if you can. Now that I figured out how to merge the calls, well, you can Skype in. Chi-Town says, I might have tried that Venezuelan rum before. What is the name of it, Steve?
Santa Teresa.
No,
It's Santa
Domestico or something
Teresa.
like that. It's a nice rum.
And
I'll find out
and
next
Dur
time.
says, and Steve has even more customers in the chat. Well, Dur, you should call in. You would be a customer. And
He is already.
David's a customer. David Williams is
Yeah.
in the chat. He should call in. Come on, guys, don't be shy. Lewis is in the house. I must have missed it. What did Carlos buy from Steve? Carlos, what did you buy from Steve?
I purchased a Zodiac.
A Zodiac.
Zodiac.
Zodiac. There you go.
Yeah. And we will see in the future.
And
For sure,
Yeah.
I will purchase other things.
there you
We're
go.
going to introduce him to Grand Seiko.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Dur says all we need is a DJ to get the party started. There you go. I know I know two
Right.
DJs. I know two DJs. And another customer here, SBGA031 from 2017 in the chat. Do you know who that is? His handle is Arch Change FX.
Well,
Anyway, there you go. Well, you've got a lot of customers from 2017, so that's going back a couple years. And let's see, which Zodiac did you buy, Carlos? Which
The
Zodiac?
Super Seawolf.
Super Seawolf. Okay.
Wait, no.
And Blue says, and Blue says, I'm a Steve customer too, waiting on the 231.
you didn't get it yet?
Why is he waiting on a 231?
Yeah, we shipped it a couple of days ago, but shipping's gotten a little crazy lately.
Okay.
But,
Where did you ship it? Where did you ship it to? How far?
Where are you, Blue? You're in where? I forget. Too many shipments.
Okay. Carlos, reaction to the Grand Seiko says it all, and he's laughing. Triforce Rich. We'll get Carlos. We'll get Carlos in the Grand Seiko camp. But here's the danger.
I really appreciate them, but I just don't get in love with them.
Yeah.
yet.
Here's the danger,
I
though.
had a little temptation about that red one that was for autumn or something.
Yeah.
But
Here is the danger. Here's the danger of Grand Seiko is once you get one, then you're going to be totally hooked. So hold out as long as you can, because once you get your first one, that's it. You're done with all the other watches. So have your fun, with the other watches,
Yeah,
and then
you're living on borrowed time.
then when you get the Grand Seiko, that's all over with. So there you go. I would call on through my camera is not working well, says David Williams. The Faux Pay 18 karat gold bracelets are exceptional. I'm a very big fan, and Steve's bracelet is really nice. I tried it on at Luna's in Maryland when Steve and I had an unbelievable steak dinner. I guess you did, Dur. Well, next time you come, we'll have to try to have one ready for you. Have one of those bracelets ready. Do you keep them in stock, Steve?
We have some, but
Okay.
actually we have more ladies in stock than men's.
Okay.
And reason being, we probably want to make it to your size.
Mm-hmm. And
Remember, they're
what is
stretchy.
the lead time on those?
Well, it's northern Italy right now.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, don't ask me that.
That says enough.
Yeah.
Let's see. And you shipped it to Ohio.
Right.
Tracking label says created, no motion yet.
So nice.
You better check on that tomorrow, Steve, because he says
will
the
check.
tracking label says it's created but no motion.
can you see the lizard?
We'll check on it.
There's a lizard.
Yeah. But
How
I'm trying to see that.
how big is it?
Wow.
no, that one wasn't that big.
Oh, he got
That
away.
wasn't that big.
Okay.
That one, yeah. It's one of those that run on top of the water.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Where in Panama are you, Carlos?
in Panama City.
Now,
Yeah, I was there like 6 years ago for a poker tournament. Nice place.
now, Carlos,
yeah.
I hope you have your swim trunks on. This is a family-friendly show. So I hope.
That's why he has the camera pointed
I know you usually skinny dip, so I just wanted to make sure that keep that camera
You
pointed.
sure that was a lizard?
Yeah. No, I don't the skinny dip a lot.
And Triforce Rich says, Triforce Rich is trolling a little bit. He says Craig may be a GS fanboy, but he can't knock Rolex. Happy with my GMT/Milgauss, and next one up will be a 36 mil Day-Date yellow gold, i.e. the OG Steiner. Not the two. Yeah, I've always said good things about Rolexes. I wore them for 40 years, so there you go. I'll own a GS eventually, though, says Triforce Rich. Steve will be getting a call one of these days, and my first words to him will be Triforce Rich in the house. There you go.
Great. Love to talk to you in person.
That's right. And the post office is way behind right now, says Durr. I'm only getting mail once or twice a week, and shipments are getting delayed by about 5 days or more from original expectations. The Milgauss.
Also, the tracking isn't accurate. I had a fellow yesterday, the day before yesterday, said it was out for delivery, and then it took another 24 hours to show up for delivery.
Okay, so there's some issues.
They've got real problems.
So folks, get your watch sooner rather than later, because things are getting dicey. That's why I'm wearing the safari jacket, by the way, because I'm ready. I'm ready.
They're matching my.
What's going on here?
What is he doing? There you go. Oh, I see. Your swim trunks match the watch. Okay, I got that. Okay.
Right, okay.
Oh, that's nice. Good look.
And Lance says the Milgauss is definitely one of Rolex's most unique watches. And can Skype in for a bit. Come on in, Bree. Come on in. Skype in. Join the party. What the heck? Come on in. And Cheatown says if that's Diplomatico, then I've tried it. Great rum for spring.
It is. That's it.
And Steve needs to become a Rolex AD. Well, once you've sold Grand Seikos, I mean, you can't really go back to Rolex. That's the thing.
Difficult.
I mean, it's a one-way valve, one-way trip. Steve is right. Tracking is very off as well with the USPS especially. There you go.
It's gone wacko.
All right. Well, we're all getting through any way we can. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so these youngsters, I was telling these youngsters, they really don't have anything to worry about. And they all said that they think they've already had the virus and they're over it. All three of them.
But, Craig, you don't want them tracking it to us old guys.
Yeah, well, if I think if they're ready to buy watches, I mean, you take the risk, right, Steve?
Well, yeah, we'll swab them down first.
Hey, if you take a swig of rum, that'll protect you.
Yeah,
that takes care of that.
Diplomatico, that's it.
Let's see.
Who else knows that one?
Diplomatico.
Yeah.
Diplomatico is good.
Oh, yeah.
You have to try Ron Abuelo from Panama.
You'll have to bring it up when you come.
Yeah, you're going to bring some rum with you, Carlos, when you come?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds good.
Now, did you ever confirm? Did you get the virus? Did you ever confirm or not? Do you know, Carlos?
No, I'm still waiting for the test, but I understand that probably I will be doing negative.
So you don't think you had it at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
My glass is empty now, but here I have the glass that I have to tease the people, to tease people.
Uh-oh.
The cure right here.
Someone else coming to the party.
I think Bree is coming in. Yeah, Bree's in the house.
Hello, Bree.
So she's joining the party.
Nice to meet
So
you.
So Bree, you know all these folks. You know them from the chat, and everybody knows Bree, so I don't have to do introductions all the way around. So, what did you do?
Wow,
What did you do today, Bree? Did you do any dancing, any fitness stuff? What'd you do?
yeah, I did some dancing earlier, but haven't really had time for exercising, just study.
Just studying, okay. But you will get your exercising in, right? You're doing it every day, right?
Oh yeah, I am.
Okay.
Like at night.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, that's good. And let's see what else we got in the chat here. They want our Wags to call in. I wonder if our Wags is at his his lake place. Maybe he should call in from the lake. You know, we'll have somebody at the pool, somebody at the beach, somebody at the lake, and then of course Steve is at an undisclosed location somewhere near Annapolis. So okay. And our Wag says, Blue, I think it's a little crowded. No, it's not crowded. I wonder
Let's see how many we can get in.
I wonder if I gave our Wags my Skype number. I don't know if he has it or not. I think I sent it to him, but I don't know if he still has it. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, our Wags, if you don't have it, I can send it to you by email.
Yeah.
And
All right, guys. It's for you guys.
Cheers.
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 Cheers,
Nice
guys.
tequila, midday drink.
What happened to Carlos?
Yeah.
I think his towel fell off.
And Durr says, I'm exercising. Every sit-up I do, I take a sip of my Jack and Coke. And David says, I may be able to call in from my phone. Sent you a Skype Connect request. I think you can just call in. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can approve it on the phone, because I can't do it here. Just let me see if I can bring up Skype on the phone and approve that request. Unfortunately, I don't see it. I don't see a request.
What are you wearing right now, Brianna? What do you have on wrist?
Unfortunately, I don't have a watch. I'm waiting for a watch.
She doesn't have a watch yet.
Someone needs to send her a Rolex.
Accept. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I just accepted the request, and so you should be able to call in now, Mr. Williams. You should be able to call in, David. Give it a shot, and we'll see if we can go to 5. See if we can have a 5th connection here. And he's a customer. Mm-hmm. Williams. He bought.
Perfect.
Would he be in the middle?
That's a good question. I don't know where they'll put him.
Maybe he took a dip. Yeah, he jumped in the pool.
Yeah, just up the chat and just.
Yeah, put it on pause for a little bit.
Let's see. Bree, you should get an Omega Constellation. Okay. And let's see.
Okay.
Bree Fit Dance, Rolex versus GS. Give your honest opinion. If you had to choose one right now, which would you get? Rolex versus Grand Seiko.
I think Rolex.
Rolex. Okay, there you go. All right, we're answering. I'm trying to bring in a 5th right now. Let's see what happens. It looks like it's happening. I don't know how it's going to happen. Where did it put him? I don't see where it put him. It says EX up there at the top. That's him. David, are you here?
Put your camera on.
Yeah, I'm figuring out how to do my phone.
Turn your camera on. Yeah, turn your camera on.
Yeah. Almost.
And Durr says the live stream is starting to look like the Brady Bunch intro with all the screens.
It does.
The president is in the house.
And I don't know what Carlos is showing us. He's just showing us a couple of mats there or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are nice mats, though. I like those.
And somebody in the wrench, I think, might need to hit Gil with a wrench or give Gil a fair warning that this is a family-friendly show here.
Someone tossed me a wrench, at least.
Somebody
That's
tossed
at
me a
least
wrench
that's why I
there.
jumped on the chat.
I know, come on.
At least I, as a wrench
Let's say it in
holder,
the chat.
I can vouch for them as a wrench.
Yeah, we're not trolls.
Wait. Who needs a wrench now?
I need a wrench. Leslie and I need a wrench.
Here every day.
Well, wait a minute now. You guys, I thought you guys already had wrenches.
I never had a wrench. Only me. My husband's only one.
All right, well, put a comment in there, and then I can approve it. You got to put a comment.
Leslie too.
Yeah, Leslie needs a wrench.
Yeah, put a comment. Put a comment in there, and then I can approve it. Now, Brent says, "Send me a wrench, Leslie too." Okay, let's do Brent.
No, there's
Yeah, it's just BRET, Craig. Brett.
Yeah, Bret. We said,
Easy
all right.
mistake,
We gave Bret a wrench. Okay, what about Leslie? You got a comment?
Leslie's coming in there now.
Leslie has to comment in order for us to do this. Okay, what's happening to David? Did we lose David?
I'm here. I'm trying to figure out how to turn on my camera.
Okay. All right.
Sounds stupid, but I can't get to the settings.
Take your
I
time.
may have to hang up.
You might have to call back. Yeah, you might have to set it up
Let
and
me
call.
do that.
Okay. All right. This will be interesting to see where it puts the fifth one.
I can't find it. For Carlos is no longer there.
And Leslie, you need to comment
Yes,
so that I can
am
approve
there.
you.
I commented on the picture, on the video.
no, it doesn't work from that computer.
Oh.
For
Go
some
and get on the laptop.
I don't understand that. That's
Because I touched it.
You can sign into mine here.
And take your time. Take your time. Okay, so let's see. What exciting is going on this weekend, Steve? Are you working tomorrow?
Yep.
Are you gonna do a show tomorrow?
I was thinking about doing one today, but I get all my calls seem to be coming in at the end of the day.
Okay.
So I left, came home, and I have a couple of people to respond to now.
Okay.
Or maybe something earlier.
Okay. Yeah, on a Saturday you can do something earlier because it's not a work day.
Yeah, but 5 o'clock's been grim.
Now, Steve, just so you know, tomorrow Rachel is planning on doing a show at noon.
Oh, really?
So if you're doing a show, do it after noon.
Yeah, I would not do it at noon.
Maybe 2 o'clock, 2 or 3-ish?
Yeah, 2, 3, something like that, maybe.
Okay. All right, folks, you got something to look forward to tomorrow. And Leslie says hi there. We're going to give Leslie a wrench. And Leslie should have a wrench now.
I'm right there.
Yeah, and Triforce Wrench says, I nominate Leslie. She's always great here. Well, it's done. She's got a wrench now. And Durr says, Steve should do the show after Rachel and then before your show, Craig. Yeah, well, that's what he's planning on doing. He's planning on doing one in between.
So reserve your whole afternoon, guys.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that's what they do. They just stand by and wait for a show. That's their job right now. Now that everybody's at home, what the heck?
Yeah.
So Bree, what are you doing this weekend? What's going on tomorrow?
I'm actually uploading a dance video.
All right. What time are you going to upload that?
I haven't figured out. Probably in the afternoon.
Okay. Well, if you let these folks know, if you figure it out, let them know. They'll know when to check it out. So, and Durr says, I'll tune in all day tomorrow. Got to pick up some more whiskey, though. Yeah, absolutely. You can't run out of whiskey. And Triforce Rich said, Craig, let Lamont Jackson call in.
Yeah, that will be great.
Yeah, there you go.
Lamont is the only one that cannot have a wrench.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he'll
Yeah.
We love him, but we need him not having a wrench.
And Eduardo says, yes, Lamont, call in. I don't see Lamont in the chat, though. I don't see him in here right now. So there's that. Wait, now you guys, wait, what happened to, now it puts Steve up top.
David.
Well, that's interesting. When you have,
Hello, Dave.
Dave,
Oh,
Hey, how are you?
Dave, can you turn the
I made it.
camera horizontal? Can you turn it horizontal? The phone?
Hang on.
See if it'll switch to horizontal view. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Now you're good. Now you're good.
Does it work?
You're good. Just take your hand from in front of the camera.
On small, Craig. Small.
Okay.
Okay, so
guys
what
see
this did was it put Steve in a smaller one up at the top. So it only does
Oh,
four.
no.
It only does 4 people full size, and then any
I can't
extras.
see David.
Now, I guess if I click on, I wonder if I click on you if it switches it. What that does. No, I can't tell. Steve Hamlin. View, remove from call, mute. No, it's interesting. I don't know how I control who's in the big screen versus the small. But yeah, we just learned that 4 is our maximum to have on, 4 on the screen. So David, now we got a black screen from you.
I set the phone down for a second.
Okay. Poor Steve is in a tiny bubble, says Blue. All right, so David, first we want you to show your watch. We want you to show your watch. Get some decent light on the watch.
That's what I'm trying to do.
100%.
All right. Can you see me now?
We can see you. Yep,
right.
absolutely. Just get some good light on the watch.
I can't see him.
Okay, but don't shoot into the light. Put the light behind you. Put the light behind you, so you're shooting away. Yeah, there you go. Now we're looking.
Very nice.
Okay, and he's got
Very nice,
some
David.
kind of a NATO on there,
Yep.
and that's the 005 with a NATO on it.
Can you see it okay?
Very
Yeah,
nice.
we can see it. We can see it.
Good to see it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got it. That's looking
That's
good.
looking fresh.
That's looking good. Absolutely looking good. And you're in Vegas, right?
Yep.
Now,
So,
what's
on the desert?
what's going on in Vegas? Is Vegas pretty much shut down?
Yeah, it's very much shut down, and people are getting tired of it. We want to get back to work again.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I hear
So-
you. I hear you. All right, so we got some more comments in here with quarantine and all. I do is look at watch channels and Little Treasury website. It seems, says Lewis.
Yeah. Nice watch, David.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Steve.
and-
Thanks for your help.
BU Serve says, "Holy crap! I always assumed Leslie was a troll dude." Well, no, Leslie is not a troll. Leslie is real. And Blue says, "Poor Steve in a tiny bubble." I already read that. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm
And
floating up
Eduardo says, "David, you need a new phone." I think his phone's okay. Okay. What
here.
kind
He
of?
needs something to hold it.
Yeah, he needs a tripod. Gosh,
Yeah.
David outside in the beautiful
Or a
weather
gimbal.
wearing a polo while it's snowing here in Michigan. Durr says it's snowing up there.
No snow here.
And
No
Lance
snow
says,
here.
very nice GMT. The only thing missing from this party is Chip Wong, but I think he would try to hit on Leslie. Yeah, he probably would. A brief fit dance. Who do you look up to for belly dancing? A question for Brianna. Who do you look up to?
Shakira.
Shakira. There you go. Absolutely. Shakira. All right, and now David has his phone propped up now. He's got his phone propped up. I should, hey, Carlos, I'm gonna bump you out because you're not on the camera.
Okay.
I'm gonna bump you,
Okay.
and that way Steve will go full screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Carlos. Okay, now Steve is in the big square. Steve's in the upper left-hand corner, so he's in the VIP spot now.
I'm not seeing that, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're in the VIP spot, and now Leslie and her gang are next to you. They're in the VP spot. And then we've got Brianna in the executive VP spot, and David looks like he's sorting out some liquor or something. I don't know what he's got, some home brew there.
Yeah.
Nice.
No.
Nice.
Definitely, not homebrew. Listen, I'll tell you what it is. It's also a rum. It's from Barbados. It's called Bumbu, B-U-M-B-U.
What?
It has a banana flavor to it. It's really good.
Oh,
Wow.
what's the percentage on that?
What's the percentage alcohol?
Yeah. 40 probably. Yeah. I assume it's like 40 or 42. 30.
It'll probably get the job done.
It doesn't say, believe it or not. It doesn't say on here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. There it is. 38.
38%.
There you go.
35, 36, I think, actually. Yeah. So, yeah, it has this X or crossbones or whatever that is. Very good stuff. Highly recommend it.
Nice.
Okay, so
Yeah.
somebody says they want Leslie to do a dance video with Brianna, so maybe we'll have to do that on another. Maybe we'll have to do that on another show. We'll have to do a side by side. We can do it. We can do a side. We can do a side. We can do a side by side.
Like dance though?
Yeah, 100% 71 above. Best restaurant in
Oh,
LA.
so nice.
4-course meal. Amazing.
Okay, so let's see. I wonder how. Oh, geez. Triforce Rich. Let's not talk about Chip Wrong. We don't care about Chip Wrong. He's banned from this channel anyway, so we don't worry about him. Let's see. All right. So yeah, we can do that on another show where you guys can be side by side, Bree, and you can show Leslie some dance moves.
That would be fun.
We should definitely do that. Okay, so what else do we have before we wrap this puppy up? What time is it getting to be? It's oh my gosh, it's almost 7 o'clock, folks.
4 o'clock here.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
4 o'clock here.
So what do we say before we wrap up? Anybody have any closing
Cheers,
words?
Buy Bitcoin. That's all we need to do.
Buy Bitcoin. There you go. Long Bitcoin. Okay, that's good.
Bitcoin.
Too.
And who else is long?
Buy Grand Seiko.
Buy Grand Seiko.
That too. Buy Grand Seikos, Rolexes, Bitcoins, all of that.
You know,
Over and over.
you know, you want to buy things that are limited production. That's right, because we're going into an inflationary period, and the things that are limited production.
Hyperinflation is close.
Yeah,
Maybe within the next 2 years.
Give us
Yeah.
a
You want
nice final view here.
you want the limited production items. Oh, look at that view. That is amazing.
Bring it outside. Put it out the window.
Oh my gosh.
Out here.
Here's a view. Here's a view from the desert.
By the way, Bree, they said they have a free place for us to stay when we come out and visit.
Yeah, anytime you guys come out. we have
What do you think
multiple
about that?
places for free.
It looks so nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
We could shoot
Beautiful.
we could shoot some movies on that beach for sure. All
Oh
right.
yeah.
And Durr says we're just getting the party started. We aren't wrapping it up. Come on, Craig. I have and Triforce Rich says I have closing words. Steve is the man. Everyone else is cool, but Steve is numero uno. Well, there you go. Well,
I like that.
he's in the upper left-hand corner. He's in the catbird seat already.
Yeah.
We can't have him in any more of a VIP spot than that.
Thanks,
Steve,
Triforce.
okay.
Appreciate it.
And Lance says the view is breathtaking. And it looks like a nice place, too. A good group of people. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this puppy up, and we will resume tomorrow. We will resume mañana. And there'll be a couple of shows during the day, and then my show at the usual time. And we're going to keep this going as long as this ridiculous lockdown is going on. We're going to keep the show going. And
Oh yeah.
Show going.
keep moving forward. That's what we do.
Same for
And littletreasury.com. The link is in the description. Brief Fit Dance, her link is in the description. And these other folks, they're incognito, so you can't get in touch with them, but that is the way it is. All right.
For now, that is. Yeah.
Without further ado, I'm going to cut to the 005 stunner to show the time. That's the time. It's coming up on 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm going to figure out how to end this puppy to get this spooled up. And our WAG
Bye.
says a great
Bye.
broadcast.
Bye, everybody.
Yep.
Safe. Be
And
healthy.
everybody click
Yeah.
subscribe and click the little bell. Click subscribe
And
and
like.
click the little bell
Like.
and click the like and all those good things. Thanks for watching.
Okay.